This is the 2-9 Report.
Welcome to the 2-9 Report. I'm just going to start it off just like this. I'm not even going to let him say his name. Happy birthday to you. Oh, it's my boy's birthday. Man, how you going to do me like that? You didn't even tell me the other day.
You know, sometimes you can't tell everybody. You don't know if you're going to get a gift.
That's what they say. That's what they say.
So
You can't tell everybody
selective.
everything.
I had to tell who I need to tell to get a gift.
And Tori, you already know that I'm not on social media and everything like that. So really like that.
Right.
And bro, we was together for like umpteen number of hours, and I still didn't get an opportunity.
For whatever reason, I thought I told you, man. I thought I slipped it in just under telling you like this the day of my birthday.
No,
maybe you didn't hear me.
You didn't do it. That's probably what it is. I got selective hearing sometimes, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. But I had opportunity right now to say happy birthday to you. I'm Sam Madison.
And I'm Arturo Freeman, birthday boy.
Birthday boy. And man, this is a 2-9 Report. Man, a lot to get into, man. First, I want to say congratulations to Tim Bowens. When you look at the 28th member going into the ring of honor, it was alumni weekend versus the Arizona Cardinals. Didn't go as we wanted. It didn't go, well, we expected it to go another direction.
Absolutely.
But things happen, and they wanted parity in the NFL. You look at the Colts last week. Look at Arizona this week. Very tight, close football games throughout the NFL. And I'm not going to say college. Listen, that's something totally different. But we're going to take it, and we're going to take it with a grain of salt. But guess what? We still repping, baby. We still here, and I'm still a Dolph fan for life.
For life. You're the ultimate fan for life.
Oh, okay. See, here you go.
Exactly what you said, Sam, that word parity. They're close. Quarterbacks are doing the same thing.
Yep.
Running backs are doing the same thing. The team is the same. Schedules similar. Strength of schedule is similar. Stats are similar. Tua coming back, similar stats. I know I'll let you get in depth with that, but parity is the perfect word to explain what's going on right now with the Dolphins and the NFL.
Yeah, there's a lot more to come, and it's not going to get any easier. When you look at the way that is all blending together, is going to be some things being thrown around. Turo, one of the things that I want to talk about is, who do you put some of this blame on? Or you can't put it on one person, all the blame on one person. But, a lot of people are saying, hey, it has to go straight to the top, Chris Grier. What are your thoughts?
Well, you always have to start at the top. You always have to start at the top, and you got to go back and ask the right questions concerning what really is our game plan? What is our model? What is everything that we want to achieve? Go back, count it down, number it, go back through everything, all the goals, everything that a team has to do to complete a winning season. You have to do it. We can't just look at Tua. He had the concussion situations before. And what's the first thing when you want to fix when somebody has concussion as a quarterback? It's the upfront line.
Yeah.
Who did we bring in? Who we didn't bring in?
Right.
So sometimes you really got to go back and say, how do I build this team? And it's from ground up foundation. And offensive linemen, defensive linemen are always considered the foundation of any organization. So we got to look ourselves in the mirror and say, did we do that?
Yep. Well, they're already throwing rocks at a lot of different people. Mike McDaniels, they're talking about he's on the hot seat. But, Turo, I'm going to play devil's advocate. I'm going to say, hey, man, it's the players.
Okay.
I'm going to that that narrative. When you're talking about catching the football, that's basic fundamentals from Park Warner. When you're talking about securing the ball down on the 1 yard line and potentially could have been disastrous, we were able to, and the ball is out. You're carrying it, man, high and tight, and you want to get in the end zone and want to celebrate before you get across the line. Man, that's players.
That's players.
Okay? When you're talking about over routes and you're talking about being able to get tight on the coverage, the down and the distance, what we need to do. You want to be the top tier player and everybody want to make all the money. It comes down to us. Chris Grier, he is a guy, and any general manager for me. And we talk about coaches going from here to there to everywhere. What is one of the things, why did Jimmy Johnson leave Dallas Cowboys?
Oh, the owners and the ownership.
And he wanted what?
Control. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So now as a head coach, you get that control. And what happens is he feeds little notes to, hey, I think this player can help me. Odell Beckham, no catches so far, caused interception, all of those other different things. You know, these players have to step up. Man, we're talking about household names, guys that have done it in the league, made plays on a consistent basis. That's what we want you to come. That's what we brought you here for. Man, you're in paradise, right? Yeah. And we can sit and we can look at the University of Miami right now. When they're losing, guess what, man? And nobody's going to the football games. They're still going to wear their orange and green. They're going to wear their canes, and they're going to do that gear. But it's going to be picking and prodding and all of those different things. Mm-hmm. But down here in South Florida, it's entirely too much stuff to do, and you have to be on your A game from the day that you get here to the day that you leave.
It's no excuse, Sam. Looking at everything that you're saying, kind of analyzing it, we have the facilities.
Yep.
We have a beautiful stadium, and the guys are getting paid, Sam.
They're getting paid
very well. They're getting paid very handsomely, as they say. So when you look at the overall Miami Dolphins, there's no excuses. Top coaches, top-tier franchise, organization is second to none. Alumni support, fan support, and like you alluded to, there's a lot to do in South Florida.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen is people are going to start picking games they want to go to. Mm-hmm. Before you know it, we just won the championship in hockey. You know, I'm not going to spend that extra $110 on the Dolphins this Sunday.
Yep.
I'm going to watch them on my phone.
Yep.
And I'm going to go to a hockey game. Heat is back playing.
Yep.
I'm not going to spend that extra dollar going to the Miami Dolphins. I'm going to go catch a game at the Miami Heat.
Yep.
So eyes are on us. Questions have to be answered because there's no excuse.
Yeah. Turo, when you came in, you came in, what, 2000?
2000.
So I had already been here for 3 years, and you know from the time that you got here, I was running my mouth, I was talking, you know.
Sure was.
From the beginning of the practice to the end, from the beginning of the game to the end. But it was because of one person and the way that he played. And he just went into the ring, the 28th member, like I said, Tim Bowens. When he come in, he's like, guys, listen, I don't care what you do. Sam, keep talking. Right. Because you're out there, you're playing, you're helping us win games, and that's the bottom line, winning football games. And it transitioned over to all of you guys when you came in. It was us who, when we talking about the way that we played, the way that we practice, the way that we handle every day-to-day situation. Yes, I didn't see, let's take JT for instance. You know, from the time you got here, man, he wasn't making Pro Bowls by the time you got here.
Right.
It had probably about 3 or 4 more years after that. Right. But going into the bathroom, Neutrogena shower gel, Neutrogena shaving cream, but he had a Neutrogena contract.
Right.
But it didn't stop him because he wanted to be the best at defensive end, so he went to work. Now I'm looking at all of these other guys on the team. They got donut shops, they have, you know, record labels, they're doing 1,001 different things outside, but you're not handling your day-to-day job, and that's what you're doing on the football field.
That's what feeds everything that you want to do, and I think it's reselecting and regarding things, meaning take a look at what feeds you. You know, let's keep it simple. What feeds you? What feeds your family? What got you here? Mm-hmm. You know, that's all they used to say to us. Remember what got you here. Mm-hmm. Remember what you have to do to be excellent in everything else that you want to do. So you got to handle your business on every Sunday. You got to handle your business every day from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, up to kickoff because it matters. Tim Bowens, glad to see him going into the Ring of Honor.
Right.
Because whatever Tim Bowens brought to the table, we all ate off of it.
Absolutely.
Zach Thomas, Jason Taylor, Wale Agunyele. These guys ate off of what Tim Bowens brought to this game, brought to the Miami Dolphins defense. So guys like that didn't have to say words. They did it every day in practice. They did it every day in meetings. They did it every day, every game, play by play. And it didn't. Their play spoke for them. So I think the Miami Dolphins at this point is an identity crisis.
Or you call what kind of fan am I? What'd you call
You're
me?
the ultimate.
I'm the ultimate fan.
Ultimate fan.
But when you look at Tim Bowens, he came in 1994. He only played for one football team. And he always said that. He was like, listen, man, I'm a Dolphin.
Right.
And that's all I'm in. And when I leave, I'm not going anywhere else. I'm playing for this franchise only. Let's go back and let's just talk about how he got there, right? 2 years of junior college.
Junior college.
1 year at Ole Miss.
Probably a half a year.
A half a year, because I think he only played 5 games.
And first rounder.
Stu Weinstadt went down there, sat with him, wanted to hang out with him because it was coming from Mississippi, a lot going on around him. But once he got into a structure, Jimmy Johnson, well, Shula drafted him, but once he got structured with Jimmy Johnson and the coaching staff here, man, became a complete monster. And you talked about it. Helped produce a Hall of Fame linebacker, Zach Thomas. Also helped produce a Hall of Fame in Jason Taylor. You know, helped myself, helped Pat Surtain, helped all of us.
All
you know,
of us.
because especially for you, because I was turning everything inside too.
Right.
I was gonna make your behind tackle.
Right, absolutely. Without Tim Bowens, that style of play has changed. You know, a lot of defensive tackles now are seriously trying to get upfield, get sacks. The way that the defense was ran, it was structured. It was around Tim Bowens, Darryl Gardner, Larry Chester, a lot of guys that played inside, played outside, holding up two gapping, grabbing two guys, a center and a guard. You know, getting hit late by the centers, taking on double teams, and not complaining. These young boys today, they ain't doing that.
Yeah, no, they're not
doing that. They're doing this and putting their hands up in the air. They're not doing that.
I want you to watch Chris Jones play from the Kansas City Chiefs. The highest paid player in the game.
That's Tim Bowens in new generation.
New generation, right?
That's Tim Bowens.
Because he hates double teams. But when it comes time to pass rush, he's going to Steve Spagnuolo's found opportunities and positions to be able to put him out on defensive end, but yet and still, because of what that kid can do, it frees up other players, and they're really rolling up. They're the only undefeated team still in the National Football League, and guess what? As Miami Dolphins, we're rooting for them to lose because there should be only one undefeated team ever, and that's a 72 team. So hey, let's go. Whoever's next, come on, knock those guys off. But Turo, man, a lot going on. Let's talk there. Let's jump into it. Some high school stuff. When you look at St. Thomas versus American Heritage, hey, man, history was made. Wow. And it's been multiple times this year. And now we talked about the parity and this, that, and other, but teams and these players are able to jump around and go to different leagues. If y'all don't know, two of the best teams in the last 10, 12 years, right, you know, fighting it out. They were always talking about, you know, why don't you put Chaminade on your team, on the schedule? Right. American Heritage.
Right. Smaller schools.
Darryl Porter, you know, who we played with, defensive coordinator over there, as well as Mike as the head coach. They put everybody on the schedule.
Everybody.
They don't
care. They've been doing that since Pat was there.
They've been doing it.
If Pat could have done it then, he would have done it.
Yep.
He wanted to play everybody. Now it's allowed. Now because of the structure, and now because of the championship series, how they're running things, you're able to put whoever want to play you.
And then the strength of schedule as well, right? You know, from the FHSAA, you know, they talk about the strength of schedule. That helps them in points as well when you start to get to the playoff system as well. So, you know, adding those people onto the schedule, they was like, man, heck on it. This is the year. And, man, they did it.
I like it.
First time in history.
I like it. I definitely like it because the ultimate goal, these guys have 5 to 6 championships between each other. So
probably more than that.
More than that.
Yep.
I know St. Thomas does. Yep. I know Chaminade does. I know Heritage has a good bit. So even understanding that, people don't understand that South Florida football is so different. So you have the single level, which is the FHSA. Their salute of programming and scheduling, strength of scheduling. Then you have this thing that moves over here, the ESPN Top National Championship, or whoever's sponsoring it this year, the high school national champion, to be the best team in the country. These is a combination of a lot of private school, public schools, everywhere. So at the end of the day, understanding that St. Thomas, American Heritage, Chaminade, when the top 3 programs down here get to play against each other, that's exciting, man.
Man, it's exciting, man. One day we're going to get our boy Brandon to be in that situation, too. Tori, why don't you go over there and help me coach with him?
You know what, Brandon? I may come over there.
No,
For
man.
sure,
But
for
Toro,
sure.
you talked about it, man. The Miami Heat, their season kicked off. The NBA kicked off the start of the season last week. We dropped one. Right now, we're sitting 2-1. We dropped one to Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic has a big three.
Yeah.
That everybody was talking about.
Yeah,
And they look really, really good playing us. I don't know if it's a fluke, but they have some young players. It's 3 guys that they have that's been consistent over the last couple of years, and they were able to top us. But, hey, you was at the game last night.
I had an opportunity to extend my birthday weekend a little bit up until Monday. I try to do it the whole month, but I had an opportunity to watch the Miami Heat play. I think they're doing a fantastic job. Spoke is doing a good job. Pat Riley is the glue.
Yep.
Watching him in person, how he still maneuvers that team, still is there. Have watched a million basketball games, a million, and his story is a great one. Understanding he's built this franchise to emulate his success, emulate the success that he's been in New York with the Lakers. Understanding what it takes to not just win a few championships, but keep it going. So there, every year that understanding of excellence is pressure for the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
You got a 3-time champion down south, and it was great to see Dwayne Wade come back. They got the statue done. He alluded to the statue concerning, what people were saying and things like that.
Yeah, he don't care.
He don't listen. It's an amazing. It's only 12 people, I think he said, that has statues outside of their organization. That's big. That's pressure, because we got a statue outside of Miami Dolphins. So
There's
we got
2 of them.
2 of them.
Yep.
So
One
at the end of the day,
on
that's
the north
that's
side,
important.
one on the south side. You have Don Shula on the north, and you got Dan Marino on the south side. And I'm actually going to go tomorrow, which is Wednesday the 30th. They'll be playing the Knicks, because I want to go and I want to see the statue. We have all kinds of stuff going in the state of Florida. We can talk sports, from January to January. And that's why I love South Florida, because you'll never be bored. There's always something going on. But, when you look at it, with the Magic and the Heat and everything that's going on, it's about to start to pick up.
Right.
And that's going to be a very heated rivalry.
I like
but
it.
I just like it to roll. And if y'all been under a rock, man, we're gonna talk about any and all kind of sport. And the Miami Heat, they are definitely going to be talked about a lot, as well as the Orlando Magic, because they're gonna have about 3 or 4 more matchups over the course of the year, and I think 3 of them are going to be within now and December. So it's really going to solidify who's taking the state of Florida going forward. But with that being said, Arturo, South Carolina Gamecocks, what y'all do this weekend?
We're coming.
Did y'all
off-
win?
We always win on a bye week. So let me put that out there. When we play a bye, we are undefeated right now since the history of the byes. We win. So I'm just playing. But other than that, 4-3. We're sitting at 4-3 right now with a big game this weekend. Welcoming, not really welcoming, allowing them to come in our stadium so we can beat, I don't curse, but Texas A&M, which is doing a fantastic job in the SEC, 7-1. I really believe that we have an opportunity to make something happen. Maybe we close this game in like the Bama, instead of losing the Bama game, but maybe winning this game. I'm gonna jump out there right now.
Come on, let me hear it.
Jump out there right now.
Let me hear it.
And prediction. So our listeners that are listening understand, our Gamecock fans, tune in. Worst case scenario, guys, we should be going 8-4 in a bowl game.
Here we go.
8-4 in a bowl game. I'm gonna say it again. 8-4 in a major bowl.
In a major bowl.
I'm jumping out there
and
right
a major
now.
bowl is like Liberty Bowl, right? It's a major bowl. But, the Louisville Cardinals.
Not a New Year's, but something afterwards.
Okay, all right. Yeah, sounds good, but I'm not going to hold you to it. And if it does happen, I'm going to congratulate him. And if not, we're going to say, man, we already knew that.
Boy.
But the Louisville Cardinals, we were able to pull another one out. You might as well call us the comeback Cardinals. Man, listen, we were down Boston College. I got Lamar calling me on one end of the line. I got Terrell Buckley. I was like, man, why both of y'all calling me? I know both of y'all coach there.
Right.
Y'all need to get ready and worry about Saturday, which we played on Friday. We beat Boston College, was able to come back. But, man, really
Who'd y'all
good.
beat, Navy? I'm sorry.
Boston College, man.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Boston College. Come on.
sorry.
Hey, now,
They be
what is?
baller.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Notre Dame beat them, but they still was a good game.
Yeah,
Sheesh.
and they had what the Army and the Navy ranked in the top 25. That was the first time ever. So a lot going on this football season.
That's the power of that 6-man. You know, you're that 6-year veterans.
And Army,
grown
what
men.
did they do? What did they do? Sure, I had an opportunity to play them, man, when I was at Louisville, man, and we lost. Bro, they was running the heck out of the
run
football.
that ball. They wing
and they
tee it.
tough, bro.
They put
Everybody's
hands on
like
you.
5'9".
They get up under your pads.
They don't stop.
People think it's a great game for the defense. We like, no.
No,
bro.
it's not.
No.
It's not.
No.
Because
I'm tired of making all these
that
tackles.
one
These boys running me over.
pass that they throw is gonna be like 90 yards. You like, man, how did he get wide
'Cause you
open?
worn out
You
from making
worn
27
out.
tackles.
And you know I wasn't trying to do none of that, man. But
Keeping it tight and they running over you.
when you talk about American heritage, you can't talk about, you have to talk about the University of Miami. They have probably about 4 or 5 players that Pat Surtain, they played under Pat, and now Darryl Porter, he's sending them over there. You got Darryl Porter Jr., you got Fletcher, the running back. Hey, man, it's just been a really, really good time. And 2 weeks ago, I told y'all, I went to Louisville, but I rep orange and green. So I'm back on my Cane stuff.
You back on
I'm
your
back on my
Canes.
Cane stuff, baby. We was able to knock off Florida. We were able to knock off Florida State. Guess what, baby? We the champs in the state. Cristobal, he's living it up, man. He's about to get all the recruits.
As the kids say, Miami is lit right now. Miami is lit. But spoke with Kevin Beard yesterday. Played at alumni, wide receiver coach at Miami Hurricanes. We talked about Cam Ward, and he sung nothing but praises concerning his leadership,
Yep.
his calmness, his poise, how he plays the game, this toughness. And it's being seen when you watch this kid play. Sometimes you get mad at him because he's so smooth and he's running to the sidelines and he steps out of bounds. And I'm like, this guy got it. He got that it factor. So it's going to be interesting looking forward to the Heisman race, see who really takes it. Great opportunity because they're undefeated. Cristobal, like you said, he's dancing right now. The culture is back. Some of the older guys, when I asked them, I'm not going to name no names, but they kind of gave me the finger. I said to myself, I asked them, I said, is Miami back? Are the Canes back? And for whatever reason, I ain't going to throw that finger up, but they gave me the middle finger. And the reason why they gave me the middle finger, they said until they get one of these.
Oh,
and they had
okay.
a championship
Yeah.
on. That was the joke.
Yeah.
They said nobody back into this. So, but they on their way. So alluded to what they're saying. I trust them because the proof is in the pudding. The boys look like they're having a lot of fun.
Armando Salguero, I think he summed it up best. This quarterback is nonchalant. Unbelievable. And I was like, Armando, that is it.
the best
Because
word.
no matter what, he has 2,700 yards, passing yards, 24 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions. And in those 5 interceptions, throw the interception, man, just make sure he get down. He goes over to the sideline. Hey, my bad. Hey, we'll get him on the next play.
Right.
Then he just sits in the pocket, nice, calm, doing his little twirls, and then deliver the ball to those playmakers downfield, man. Just been really, really good to watch and really giving us a lot to be proud of. And man, it's a whole lot, again, when we're talking about South Florida and all the different sports, the Miami Marlins, man, we looking for another skipper already. Why can't down here in South Florida this be the mecca of baseball? Man, we're right here. We have all, and I went to the Mets versus the Padres. I had an opportunity to meet Manny Machado.
Oh,
He's
wow.
from down here, man, and my son had opportunity to meet him, and it just was like, bro, can you please come home? Like,
Right.
I want you here down in the stadium. But, it's really, really hard when you're making a lot of money and out in the Padres.
I think you said it earlier, Sam. We're in paradise.
Yeah.
A lot of guys want to play here. A lot of guys also want to make a lot of money
Yep.
while they play here.
That's
And at the
true.
end of the day, I believe because we do have it all, you have to be very delicate and very selective in building a franchise, building a team, building camaraderie, building like-minded guys, like-minded coaches. But one thing is for certain, you cannot let the standard down
Yeah.
because each one of our teams have championships now.
Yeah.
So it's no excuse.
No excuse.
And it should be rolling back because the Super Bowl wants to be here every year. It should be rolling back. It should be every 2 to 3 years that somebody's winning something here.
Correct.
Easy, hands down. So that pressure is going to only rise because there's more money in the pot, there's more games, and I just went to the game last night and leaving the game, I was enamored with the new buildings and I'm always asking, where's this money coming from? How they print? Where they printing is at? Because
There's skyscrapers everywhere.
Everywhere. So no excuse. Park your car, easy to get out, accessibility to get to the stadium, walking, beautiful outside, the wind is blowing. I was like, man, I need to start coming back down here
More often. Yeah.
So there's no excuse for the fans to not to have a championship somewhere, whether it's the Canes, whether it's Miami Dolphins, whether it's the Heat, the Florida Panthers. It's no excuse.
No
Miami
excuse
Marlins.
at all, man. Listen, and even when we was here, we were trying to get guys. They was like, "Oh no, that was a little too much." Now they don't really care. They're coming, especially if you give them the bag.
They're coming.
And then there's fun. Like
Right.
Arturo, we tell people, listen, guys, you can do something 7 days a week down
7
here.
days a week.
And you can find whatever ethnicity that you want, and you can go
And they say flavor. Whatever flavor.
whatever flavor you want.
Whatever ice cream flavor you like.
Whatever you want.
You want to eat this type of food. You want to hang out this type of area. Whatever you want to do.
And when you talk about people always have to go other places, guess what? We have beach, we have nightlife, we have sports teams, we have whatever. We don't even have to leave Miami at all.
It's tough to leave.
Man,
Already tough to leave.
it's tough to leave, and that's why I've been here since 1997, not looking to leave anytime soon. But hey, we got to jump into it, Shiro. 2 in a row, very tough situations. The Miami Dolphins, they drop another one. We talked about Arizona coming in, running the football, even though we had more rushing yards. We talked about keeping Kyler Murray in the pocket. That didn't happen. He got outside. Outside of the pocket, delivered some balls down the field and made some plays with his arm as well. Right. We already knew that he was going to be tough. It's hard, and we did see some good things coming from the defense side of the ball versus Kyler. A lot of knockdown passes, right? Because we knew that he's short, he's under 6 foot, and it's hard to be able to see over those offensive linemen. And that's why, one of my keys was keeping Kyler Murray in the pocket,
right.
But again, when he gets back there and he gets behind those offensive linemen, he's so fast, and he allows the defense, Marvin Harris stretching the defense. You have Connor, the tight end, and all of those guys moving down the field, and then all of a sudden he comes squirting out there, big positive yards. It was just really, really hard to watch that game in the second half.
Those second and third plays, extending plays, with him you can't allow it. The passing lanes, as you alluded to when we talked about keys, great job getting the hands up, knocking balls down, but he's smart. He's understanding how to pump. He's the type of guy that will pump the ball and still run, create and extend plays. So overall, watching the game, and it was a busy weekend, but I had an opportunity just to really look at Tua. I wanted to see the body language, Sam. I was far away, but you want to see those eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the first play was kind of rocky, but you saw him right away be a football player, jump on the ball with the fumble. That was exciting to see, even though I'm going to go stats, because everybody likes to throw stats because that's really what they're going to hang their hat on. 28 of 38, 234 yards, 1 TD. Completion rate was 73.7%, 13 yards rushing. You said parity earlier about the NFL. Right there. Kyler Murray, 307, 2 TDs. Right there. Understanding going backwards when you look at Tua before the injury and what they did last year, 300 to 400 yards passing. Tyreek Hill, Jaden Waddle. It has to happen. Overall, Tua had a solid performance. The momentum shift with the fumble. You talked about it earlier. Fumble coming out, snap ball, safety, the details. When you start talking like that, Sam, only word that comes to mind is the details.
Yeah.
The details. Offense and defense. You can get more personal and say, hey, guys, it comes down to the players. What are you doing? You get paid every Sunday to play at a high level, not to fumble, not to snap it wrong, not to drop the ball, not to even knock the ball down. How about that?
And anticipation. Anticipate. You're watching the same film we have iPads. We send you home with iPads. Understand and anticipate what's about to get ready to happen. But the little small things, details. When you talk about this football team and how close it was to first downs, Miami Dolphins 22, Arizona 22.
Wow.
When you talk about rushing yards, we were landslide. We were 150 on 25 carries. They were 82 on 26.
Wow.
Same.
Same.
Completion, you talked about that. Giving up only 1 sack, 0 turnovers, but the ball was on the ground 4 times versus 1 with Arizona. Third down conversion. We were 11 of 15. So everything is right there. In the time of possession, 29-29 for Arizona, 30-31 for the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
Being able to finish football games. Arturo, think about this. Right now, we are 2-5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? The 2 games that we won, okay? Bro, we at this time right now could possibly be 0-7.
Yes. Yes.
And it's the little small detail.
The details. You pull your hair out, Sam, because when you go back and I know these coaches, we've been there. We've been in the rooms where we were able to look at small things and say, okay, this is why you got beat. It's not the action of the guy catching the ball. Mm-hmm. Oh, we were impressed. Look at your feet. Look with your hands. You stopped your feet. We were so precise and understanding and teaching the details. Mel Phillips did a great job of teaching the details.
Correct.
Understanding the fact that, okay, well, if you get beat at here, how do you recover? The little things, those are the conversations. I'm not there in the locker room with those guys,
right?
But that's the conversation that you have. It's like you said earlier about, hey, I'm gonna force them inside. Football conversation. And the way the guys are playing, the little things that are happening, you shouldn't see it happen Series 3, Series 5. These things, you got the iPads on the sideline. You got everything to talk about.
Anticipation.
The cameras are coming down.
Yeah.
Because in this point of the season, it's the 7th game of the season, they're not changing.
Nope.
They're not changing anymore, Sam.
Nope.
The beauty of the game was, and I don't know for fans, the beauty of the game was the last 2-3 minutes. Staying close. Keeping it really, really, really super close because they were going to rely, at this point, it's not going to be about Tyler. It's not Kyler. It's not going to be about our offense. It's not going to be about our defense. Let's keep doing what we're doing. We're going to get the ball. We're going to put it here. We're going to get here. And the pressure is the guy that's been warming up on the sideline right now, the kicker. Because that's the game plan, understanding how to win games. And it's coming down to where we're being questioned because we were able to win games last year.
Yep.
The coaching is there. Organization is there. Now it goes back to the players. Details.
And the ultimate fan, I'm definitely going to be there.
The ultimate fan is there.
Listen, is there any doubt whatsoever about Tua? I mean, we've had 1, 2, 3 other quarterbacks that step in, and we always talk about when the starting quarterback is not doing or playing the way, always bring the backup quarterback.
No,
man, I remember year after year, hey, put Sage Rosenfeld in. Put Sage Rosenfeld. Then as soon as you put Sage Rosenfeld in, then you get the same thing that you get with Skyler.
Right.
But Tua coming in, starting off hot, getting all the motions, all of those different things, ball, offense, putting up 27 points. The last couple of weeks, Tua, we wasn't even getting 15 points on the board.
He's a difference maker. I even saw the defense, how they play him. The 2 safeties, another deep safety, this guy staying deep to stop Tyreek or any of our receivers going to deep ball. But as you alluded to, Tua is the difference maker. There's no doubt in my mind right now. The decision that he made clearly was best for the organization.
Right.
You saw him go out. He looked a little bit different. Muscle memory wasn't there as on 100%, but it was in the 40s, 50s because the 13 yards rushing, him deciding to run, him moving his feet.
Did you hear the crowd when he took off? Did you hear the crowd
Yeah,
and then when
scared.
he slid?
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
man,
like,
I
okay.
was so
Yes.
I know they had to feel.
Right, yeah. So the muscle memory was kicking in, and you love seeing that because that's that hidden gem. That's when you say, oh, he good.
Yep.
Yeah, he good. Now, moving forward, it's going to be some other opportunities that he may have to think about. But that's what football is. He should be, as a general, as a quarterback, he got to make those decisions, and he got to make smart decisions. He got to be okay with it. You know what? I'm going to have to just drop down. I can't get the first down. Because his play is what we need. If he's not in the game, the way our offense is built, Sam, we in trouble.
We talk about, and you talked about this a couple of weeks ago, Jim Bates always puts statistics on the board as a defense. This is the number that we want to be at to have opportunity to win. Tura, what was that number?
I think it was under 21 points.
Under 21.
Right.
So at the time, it was 17.
17, exactly.
Guess
17.
what the number is now, Turo?
Don't tell me.
15. Oof. 15 points that us as a defense, we can only allow the opposing offense if we want to win football games. We're getting over 28. We keep giving more up points. And then we're eventually going to lose this football game. But here's the little things. The ball over our head. Turo, that was 2 points. We were supposed to win that game.
If you listen, Sam, and I know a lot of our listeners probably don't understand those details, those nuggets, those gems that you're giving everybody who's listening, understanding a roadmap. What Jim Bates did was, guys, I'm going to do my job as a defensive coordinator. I'm going to give you the roadmap. No matter what you do, that gave you hope. If you knew, I got beat, but it's 0-0. He ain't scored a touchdown.
We're good.
Yeah. So you were able to recharge, get back ready, because you had a roadmap. Got to stop him, 17 points. 17 points. That's 2 touchdowns and a field goal. Okay, we can do that.
We can do it all day.
You start believing in that. You start understanding that. You start saying, okay, then he'll throw in that caveat. We need to win the either offense, defense, or special teams. We need to win our phase.
I can't say that, they fixed one of the things that we were talking about. I think we only had 2 penalties, and that was very, very big for the Dolphins moving forward. They seemed like they corrected something. You didn't see any pre-snap penalties and all of those different things, unsportsmanlike. So I'm very happy with them correcting those situations, right? But, Jero, I was in the stadium, the ultimate fan. I always run my mouth and I talk to everybody, making them feel welcoming to our stadium. I don't care if it's somebody from the other team or whatever. Mm-hmm. But have you heard or talked to women and a lot more women?
It's a lot more women into sports. Yeah.
Trying to understand what a play clock and a game clock is.
Listen, I was
just sitting there, and they were looking. They was like, okay, so I know what that is. What is the other clock? What is that for? Mm-hmm. So we're going to give a quick 099 course.
Okay.
So, ladies, look. There's an opportunity where you're going to have 2 clocks. There's going to be a game clock, and that clock is going to be running. That clock is going to be running. But after every play, you have another opportunity where a clock is counting down, and you have to get the ball off before it hits 0, or it's going to be a penalty. So when you're in the stadiums, it's going to be one of 2 places. Always going to be in the end zone. It's going to be up high on the Raptors, or it's going to be down on the field. So there's some little insight. That's our 099 women's class of the week.
I think we may have to drop some tidbits every week for because the game has increased. The women fan base has increased tremendously. Moms are there. They understand the game. They're raising football players. I'm still on a conversation. I had the opportunity to talk with a young lady. I'm not going to name no names. We were teaching about the field goal.
Uh-huh.
So she, very smart, she kept saying, well, why don't we just kick the field goal now?
It's first down.
Why don't we just, okay, no problem. Why don't we kick, why waste? Let's go kick it now. Let's utilize the 3 points. So in her head, she understood that was a weapon. She understood that's an opportunity to get points. Not understanding the down and distance theory. So next week, we're going to talk a little bit about, and I'll make some notes concerning the field goal, because you can't just utilize it every time on first and second down just because you want to. See, then when afterwards I was explaining to her, she's like, why did we kick the field goal? said, well,
It probably was the extra point.
it wasn't. We shouldn't have kicked the field goal right now. We had a punt. See, her rebuttal was, you should have used the field goal first down. Okay, so I got to teach you. I got to bring it back up. That was it. 0.99, 101.
Yeah. 099.
099.
You know,
Next
that's
week.
a class that, I was in a lot of those classes.
Yeah.
so
I
was in a lot of those classes.
When you see on your schedule, you be like, what is this? Where's this at? The bathroom? Where's this class at?
099 class.
Right.
Hey, Turo, I know we have a whole lot and a lot to talk about. We've been doing some good things, but, man, guess what, man? We at the end, man. You got to give me your top three. What's your top three getting ready for this game, getting ready to go up to Buffalo? I'm saying that we're going to knock them off.
I think we're going to win.
Absolutely.
I think it's a lot of Buffalo Bill fans in South Florida, probably around us. As we speak.
Probably around
haters,
us. Yeah.
as we speak. So
Absolutely.
all the haters, all the chokers, Buffalo Bill fans, we're going to get this W this weekend. So my three takeaway: Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and a solid defense.
Solid defense. Hey.
Whatever you want to take solid
What has
defense.
it been for the last couple of years? Josh Allen, Josh Allen, Josh Allen. We already know what they're going to do on defense. They're going to back those two safeties up. They're not going to allow them to get deep. We saw that on Thursday night a few weeks ago. But it comes down to Josh Allen. Guys, we must get Josh Allen on the ground. We can't allow him to scramble to his right, the defense's left, because if you watch him, when he scrambles to the right, he holds on to the ball till he gets all the way to the sideline, and he has a strong enough arm to deliver the ball 30, 40, 50 yards down the field accurately. So, again, Josh Allen, Josh Allen, Josh Allen, and I'm saying just for our game, we're going to knock him out. And he's not going to be able to finish the game.
I like it.
And we don't even know who their backup quarterback, and I don't really care because we're going to beat them anyway. They can keep their little bulls running across the state. We ain't going to see none of that. Have them sitting on their hands.
Yeah,
That's what I like.
absolutely. I'm second that.
Good.
Ryan with you.
Hey, Turo, so you got any goodbyes and thank yous and shout-outs?
Shout out to everyone listening, Beacon Sports for hosting us. For all our Dog fans,
Yep.
for riding with us, 2 and 5, understanding the injuries. It's important. A lot going on in South Florida, and you could have already jumped ship. Could have already started going to watch high school sports or not paying for this or eating on Sundays. There's a lot of good restaurants, a lot of good hotels. You could be on the beach. So shout out to our Dog fans. Thank you for the support.
Well, I want to say shout out to Nat Moore. Nat Moore does a great job for the alumni
Absolutely.
weekend. We had a lot of different alumni come back, and they was like, Sam, man, I didn't really know that
Yes.
it was like that. And you have other guys that come from other teams. They like, Sam, man, this is nothing like the Miami Dolphins. So shout out to Nat Moore getting all the alumni back, for alumni weekend, inducting Tim into the Ring of Honor. But just wanted to say thank you to Brandon, Chuck, Ray, Christine, JJ, Mark, Robert, Jeff, Alex, man, making this thing run smoothly. I'm Sam Madison.
I'm Arturo Freeman.
Hey, man, this is the 2-9 Report, and thank you all for all joining in. We'll catch you next time right here on the 2-9 Report.